My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is June 10th, 2025. It is 2:18 p.m. I just came from the gym. So I'm sitting here eating some sweet potatoes and just going through Twitter. I came across two tweets. I mean, I have so much to do and I don't know why I'm recording this to share with you, but it's a whole bunch of mess that I keep on encounter on Twitter. Listen to this story. I have two for you. Okay, this is the first one. This entire story had me in stitches. Imagine how things turn around and backfire. So this one is 4 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's listen. Screenshots, okay?
Let's have a quick recap. My mother-in-law DNA tested my baby behind my back after I'd said no, I do not want my baby DNA tested. She couldn't do the test with my husband because my husband had also said no to the DNA test, so she DNA tested our baby with her husband. The results came back as a zero match and honestly nearly ruined my life because my husband for a period of time believed that that baby wasn't his. Enter my partner's dad. He comes to us and tells us that he wants to do a DNA test with his son. Not with the baby, not with my partner and our baby. No, my partner's dad and my partner. I hope that makes sense. So they do a DNA test behind my mother-in-law's back because if they are a match, if they are father and son, they obviously don't want the mum to know that they've done a DNA test. Turns out they're not father and son. Zero match. Absolutely no chance in hell that my partner's dad is really his dad, his biological dad. So the last time I spoke to you, we had just got the results to tell us that my partner and his dad weren't related in any way. Then we decided to confront my mother-in-law.
Oh
and
my
I am
God.
so excited to tell you this story. So my husband and his dad went full-on family intervention style. And lucky little old me got to be there as well.
The mess.
We waited at her house for her to come home from lunch with her sister. Lunch with her sister is her weekly gossip and complaining sessions. My plan was to be chilled, silent, even demure, you know? Just sit back, sip my water and watch the fireworks fly. That did not happen.
The mess.
When she walked through that front door, all smiles and shopping bags, something in me just snapped. I stood up, slammed the DNA results down on her table, slid them towards her in exactly the same fashion she did to me. And then I just watched the realization and the panic wash over her face. All hell broke loose
She like messy. But okay, let's listen.
at that point. My husband and his dad started shouting over each other, shouting at her at the same time. It was messy, loud, and so emotional. But whilst this was going on, she did not look at the men once. She stood there staring at me the whole time, and I just smirked right back. Finally, once my husband and his dad had stopped shouting and the silence just engulfed us, she slowly turned to look at her husband. And more coldly than I could probably recite, she said, "It was 30 years ago. What do you want me to do about that now?"
She knew she was messing around back in the days, and then all of a sudden she's, thinking that this young lady is doing the same thing as she did 30 years ago. But anyway, let's keep on listening to that mess.
And then she just left, just walked out. No apology, no shame, no explanation. The audacity of this woman, she tried to expose me, tried to tear me and my baby away from our family. And then when her own mess crawled out from under the floorboards, it's everybody else's fault. But wait, it gets better. Her husband decided to stay. His exact words were, "She's right. It was over 30 years ago. What am I going to do with that now?
I guess some people are like, I'm too old. I don't have time to go search for more people to spend the rest of my life with. I already have this mess. Let me just deal with this mess, I assume. But let's listen.
I shouldn't have taken the test. And would you believe my partner had pretty much the same response? She's my mum at the end of the day. You only get one mum. We just need to move on. I can't move on. Whilst everybody else is just brushing this scandal under the rug, I'm still standing here being told to smile in the face of the person who tried to sabotage my whole life.
You know what I'm laughing about? I know that they tried to sabotage her, but she thought she was gonna get the people who were really messing around, and it didn't turn out the way that she thought, and all of a sudden she's upset as well. But anyway, the mess, let's listen, is almost done.
Woman who measured the skin tone of my newborn baby whilst hiding a whole secret child of her own this whole time. How can I ever get over that? Now I know what you're thinking. If I choose to stay in this relationship, then I do just need to move on. And I know you're right. As much as I want to, I would never go and track down her ex-lover from 30 years ago. And I would never leave little hints of him everywhere for her to find. And I would never try to convince her that she's going mad. And if I have another son, I would never name him after the biological dad as a constant reminder. Because that would be crazy, right?
Oh my God, the mess. Let's see here. What is that now? How many did you count? I stopped when my eyes started spinning. Okay, I don't know what's that. Okay, is that more mess? Oh my God, it's a freaking long thread. Let me pause. I didn't know it was a thread. Okay, let's pause that. Okay, let me pause my. I didn't know it was a thread. I look at some of the other videos. They're not that juicy, so I'm not even gonna waste my time with that. So let me read some of the comments here. It's a good story, but both husband and son end up being okay with it. I just can't buy it. If the baby was twisted against the not grandfather, then isn't her zero match test not valid proof? What the hell is that? The biological baby in question is from her husband. Suggested plot twist: she and her husband have the same biological dad. Can you imagine? I'd divorce my wife if she put my personal life out like that. This is fake. Maybe testing should be mandatory. I find this made up. My mother-in-law could have tested the baby's DNA against her own as opposed to her husband. Regardless, why would this be reluctant to get a DNA test in the first place? Is she hiding something? I love her. She had me invested from the get-go. Hell hath no fury as a woman's scorn. Okay, so there's one more. There's another one I started watching. It has nothing to do with this, but I don't know if it's the same Twitter. I don't know why this came under my timeline. Let me pause it. Who is that? Dr. Good Ebo? Okay. Maybe it's a parody account. I don't know, but it came under my timeline and I was listening to it. I was like, I need to share that with you. And this is the last one. Let's pause. This one is 2 minutes and 47 seconds. Okay, she's right, and this information is valuable. Okay, a woman loses interest when she no longer finds you attractive, and inside of a relationship that primarily happens after multiple ignore attempts at telling you what she needs from you. All right, let's listen to this.
If you're a boy who has ever been dumped by your girlfriend for seemingly no apparent reason, and you're looking for answers, this is what happened. Okay, this is you guys. You guys are in a happy relationship, and now all of a sudden you have one simple, fixable problem. For this example, we're going to use no good morning text. And your girlfriend who loves you, she's really happy with you, she comes to you and she tells you, she's like, hey, do you think we could start doing good morning texts? Like, it'd mean a lot to me if you text me good morning. So you, her loving boyfriend, agree to give her good morning texts. But something happened, and for whatever reason, you stopped giving her good morning texts. So now we have a bigger problem. She now thinks that you don't care enough about her to send her good morning texts, even though she asked. But she's gonna be like, you know what, this is still kind of a small problem. I'm just gonna remind him. She reminds you, you're like, oh my gosh, that's right, I did agree to that. Okay, I will text you good morning. Unfortunately, though, you didn't follow through again. Now,
You know, I'm laughing because me and my husband, because if that was the case, we would have been divorced a long time ago, or not even divorced, not even get married, because we didn't speak that much on the phone. It's like, okay, we're gonna meet, what time, here and there, boom, and then he's like, oh, what you doing right now, can I come over? Yeah, that's there was no long discussion. Either we together, we make the plan to meet somewhere or come over to my house or whatever. At that time, I was living alone. I didn't really hang out too much at his house. But anyway, this scenario would have been fair for my relationship because we didn't speak that much on the phone. Alright, let's continue.
we have confirmed that you do not care enough to text her good morning, even though this is a simple, fixable problem. This is now a big problem. So now your girlfriend, who has never picked fights before in her life, starts picking a bunch of little fights about all these different things because she believes that you do not care enough. Through all of these picking fights with you, though, she still loves you and likes you enough to want to be with you, even though you guys have all these little problems now. Until one...
Well, at this point, I mean, I'm not... Because if that was me, and if those little phone call mean so much to you, and then you're getting upset about it, that means you should move on. But okay.
One day, these become unattractive to her. She's going to realize that all of these little things that you do that remind her that you don't care about her enough are unattractive. And so now the problem is not these things. It's not even that you don't care enough. It's not even that she never got good morning texts. It's that she literally does not like you anymore. Does not like you. Now, unfortunately, she has to break up with you. And then you're going to ask her why. And she's going to list out all of the reasons why she has to break up with you. And
putting myself in a... Well, most men, I think, in my home... I'm not a man, obviously. Those little problems will just annoy them, and they probably would have left already. Okay? So the girl become too nagging, and that will be so freaking annoying. He probably wants to hang out with his friends or something like that. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I'm not I don't know, that affectionate that much for me to be annoying a guy just because of a phone call. You're not spending, we make a time. If you're busy, you're gonna hang out with your buddies. Okay, well, then again, when I was dating my husband, we used to hang out together as a group. So wherever he go, I was there already because we were a group of friends. So I don't know. Let's finish listening to this.
you are going to say, no, you should not break up with me because of those reasons, because from now on, I am going to do all of these things. And you will never have to worry about me never doing these things again because I'm going to do them every single day. But remember, it doesn't even matter if you were to do all of these things anymore, because the problem now is that she's unattracted to you and just simply does not like you anymore. And now she's going to go move on with her life, and you're going to go and tell your friends that you got dumped by absolutely no reason, and that you guys all hate her, and that she's crazy for dumping you over something so simple. But in reality, she never dumped you at all. This was a slow-moving process that eventually led to the final reason, and you weren't dumped. You probably actively chose not to give her what she said she needed, and now you guys aren't together anymore. Sorry.
I don't know. I think most guys would have, not the girl, by the time all these little small problems come about, I think most guys would have moved on. It would sound so freaking annoying. You're bothering them at this point. I don't know. I'm not a guy, so I don't know. And then again, I'm not that type of a woman where I need to do all of this. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, there's more. What is that now? This guy is the antithesis of this, and I think of this video often. And before some angry guy get in here, it works both ways. Both partners should be trying to do this. Oh, there's more. Okay. Phew, I thought that was gonna be the long freaking biography. Okay, good. I think one of the most important thing is finding the tiniest and smallest thing you can do to serve your significant other. And so my job is to figure out what she needs and do it. And more importantly, try to do it that before someone has to ask you to do it. I'll be honest, it's the small things. All right, let's listen to this.
Only for my wife am I up at 10:30 p.m. peeling an entire box of pomegranates, so that way she can have a fun snack tomorrow. My wife's favorite snacks is she likes frozen pomegranates. I bought her a box and I'm peeling it tonight, so that way tomorrow she doesn't need to worry about peeling them, and she can just literally take this whole container or part of it to the beach with our son and just sit and relax. I know I look 15, but I've been with my wife for 9 years now, so I like to think that I have maybe just a little bit of knowledge on this. And maybe part of it's because I married an oldest daughter, but I think one of the most important things is just finding the tiniest and smallest things you can do to serve your significant other. I love serving my wife, and I think, being the oldest daughter, she hardly ever asks for help, and so my job is to figure out what she needs, what she wants, and do it. And I think more importantly is to try to do that right before someone has to ask you to do that. I'll be honest, it's the small things. You could do this big, giant, grand gesture, and I'm just telling you, nothing will compare to these little things. So pomegranate thoughts. I got about 4 more of these.
Alright, let's see exactly. Most women aren't asking for the world, they're asking to matter. I think the moral of the story is it's not necessarily the actual things, although those are important, is the lack of attentiveness and effort to do the simple things that makes her happy. And repeatedly not doing them tells a woman that you just straight up don't care. That too, whether you do or don't, that's how she will feel. Okay, yep. People don't walk away after one missed attempt. They try, they explain, they hope, they listen to. If it continues on, then one day they'll realize it's not misunderstanding, it's a decision. Yeah, okay, I guess some of this has to do with age as well. Because if it's a young lover, if it's a young couple, maybe that might be something where the woman might want some attention, or at least to see if you really care. And sometimes if it's a young couple, they're just starting out to see, experience different things. And if the woman keeps on nagging, needs so much attention, and the significant other wants to do different things, and you're not giving him time to do it, well, then again, the explanation that she used was to just text and say something. What was the thing again? Oh, the good morning text. Yeah, if the guy doesn't do it, maybe you don't really matter that much to him yet, because it's the beginning of relationship. I don't know. I would say Earl, I don't know. I guess I didn't have this issue for me to see it the same way. Alright, let's see here. This is the absolutely best video. Thank you for posting it. I saw it years ago and tried to find it recently. There's that. I'm none of these things, and a good morning text was an example. Use discernment before you get angry. Okay. If she's demanding, okay, there's one thing. I think I explained this to you guys in one of my videos. When you see those street videos, within those videos, there's so many other topics that usually happen. The last firm that I used to work in, my husband, well, my now husband, during Valentine's, he used to send flowers to the office for me. And it was nice. I let him know I appreciate it and everything. And when I asked one day, for some reason, he said I do that because he sees other women in his office, how happy they are when they receive flowers from their significant others. And he used to do that a lot. And then I told him, don't do it no more because it's a problem for me to carry it home. But and I told him in a nice way, I told him I appreciate it and everything, it's really nice, but I can't leave the thing in the office, I have to bring it home. So I told him, don't do it no more. Instead, we could use the money to do something simple or whatever. But one thing that I did though, all the vase that the flowers came, I still have them. I still have those vases. All right, they're in my son's closet. But anyway, let me stop. I need to edit some videos. I came across this. I know there's some comment here, but I need to edit some stuff. Okay, I thought I shared this with you. It came under my timeline. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.